Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. AI is taking over the world. And while that can be scary because it's disrupting a lot of industries, thanks Garnet, there's also a lot of opportunities to use these powerful tools to create more engaging content. In this video, I want to talk about Midjourney, a popular AI service that can create crazy impressive images from simple text prompts. Now, companies are already working on text-to-video AI services, and while Midjourney can create videos that show the process of the image generation already, you can't create fully customized AI videos. Yet. However, as someone who likes to tinker, I've spent the last few weeks experimenting with all of the cool images that I can get out of Midjourney and trying to figure out how to use them or how to enhance them to make my own videos more interesting. So in this video, I want to share some of the ideas, tips and tricks, some of the gotchas that I ran into to hopefully help you make your own videos more engaging using some of the awesome AI tools that exist right now. All of the prompts I've used, timestamps, relevant links you'll find down in the video description. First off though, let's do a really quick overview of Midjourney and feel free to skip right ahead if you know all of the basics already. The way you interact with Midjourney is via Discord. You can sign up on the Midjourney website for a free account that gets you enough compute time to generate about 25 images. If you do want more compute time beyond that, you do need to upgrade to a paid plan, but it's enough to try it out for yourself. Once you've signed up, you simply go to their Discord server, go to one of the newbie channels, and you can then generate images using the /imagine command. For example, /imagine, digital illustration of AI taking over the world. Space battle, cyberpunk style, high tech, dark shadows, high contrast, highly detailed, robots, War of the Worlds, --AR 2:1 for an aspect ratio of 2:1, and then fire this off. After a little while, Midjourney will process your text prompt and generate a grid of 4 images for you. Underneath the image, you'll find buttons to either create variants of any of the 4 images or upscale them to a higher resolution for you to download. It is worth calling out that all of the images you generate are publicly visible on Discord by default, even on a paid plan, unless you purchase something called stealth mode. Now, there's quite a lot of thought and consideration that should go into how you design your prompt to get images that are kind of close to what you've had in mind, but that's a whole topic all in itself, so I'm just going to skip right over that, but do let me know if you're keen. There's also different parameters that you can add to your prompts, and there's a whole bunch more that you can find out about in the documentation. But this isn't meant to be a tutorial on Midjourney, so let's move on to some of the ways that I found that I could use the images generated via Midjourney to improve my own video edits. I know this comes as a huge shock to everyone, but good video edits really commonly use stock footage, cutaway shots, graphic or other visual elements to make the video more interesting. Now, the internet is filled with stock footage sites, many of which are free to browse through, download, edit and use, and I'll link you some of the free ones down below. However, I found that it sometimes takes me a really long time to actually find what I'm looking for. Or I have a very specific need for an image that I can't actually find, like a happy pig running happily through lush meadows while it's raining money. Yeah, I wish that was me. With Midjourney, you can simply generate your own stock footage images, and that can be anything you can imagine. For example, you could simply type /imagine colorful anime-style illustration of a cute pig running through lush meadows, blue sky, raining money, money pools on the ground, gold coins falling, happy, giant smile, kawaii, super cute, --AR 2:1. And then out of the 4 images that you get, you can pick one and upscale it and you're done, or you can create new variations, customize your prompt or tweak it however you want to until you're happy with the final image. So that got me thinking on whether I could actually use Midjourney to create other graphical elements and overlays such as text boxes and icons, and that also worked surprisingly well. For example, if you want to enhance your next vlog and just add a little something to your video, you could type something like /imagine vector art, text box, rectangular, sci-fi picture frame, simple, elegant, in a professional clean style, on a black background. I'm adding --AR 2:1 to that because I want them to be a little bit wider and suit my 1080p video. And you can customize those prompts to generate any style of overlays in any way that you want. Or something like /imagine cute round emoji icons, stickers, cute cartoon style, kawaii, simple, colorful, on a black background. That will then generate you a bunch of cute little emojis. Now, do note that Midjourney, as of right now, does not support transparent backgrounds, so you will have to generate your graphics either on a black or a white solid background, and then use tools such as Photoshop to extract them and save them as separate PNGs so you can use them in your video editing tools. But it's not too difficult. Again, do drop me a note down below if you want a separate video on how to do that. Now, encouraged by some of my early successes, I thought, well, couldn't I use Midjourney then to generate logos, titles, like some of the really complex stuff that, represents the branding of a channel or, a company or something else that you might want to spin up? And yes, Midjourney actually worked really great at creating icons, logos, emblems, titles, or at least the graphic elements or the background elements of them. Trying to generate actual text with AI is the horror, and I will get to that in a minute. But for some cool logos, you could simply type /imagine, vector art, text box, cyberpunk, sci-fi, sleek, metal, simple, detailed rim on a black background, and again add any flags that you want to create some really cool looking cyberpunk logos. And as I said, just don't even look at the text. Or you could use something like /imagine, vector art illustration, single colorful logo, centered, symmetrical, elegant, simple, happy on a white background. And that'll create some really vibrant and organic looking shapes. Now AI, again, at least as of right now, is really bad at generating text, and that is because the AI doesn't actually understand the content or the concept of what it creates. It simply transforms your text prompts into multi-dimensional data that tells the AI how to generate the relevant shapes out of random noise. It's kind of like telling someone to imagine a horse while they're looking at the clouds, and they might start seeing the shape of a horse form out of those clouds. In order to add your own text, I think you really then need to take that image into something like Photoshop, clean it out a little bit and add your own text, or you can take it one step further and take the image into something like After Effects and actually add animation and make it look a little bit more lively to create an actual logo animation. But I did find that Midjourney did a lot of the heavy lifting for me by creating some of that base imagery, that base visuals of what I wanted that logo to look like, even though I think you really still have to put in a little bit of effort to really get it across the finish line. Now, I'm a big fan of visual effects, and one thing that I think Midjourney is really amazing at is environments, places, locations, atmosphere, anything from cute and fairy tale to horror, nature to cityscapes and cyberpunk metropolises. So one thing I wanted to try Midjourney for is generating background images for green screening myself into. For example, I jumped into Midjourney to create this really cool atmospheric underground ruin environment. Now from here, there's still quite a lot of effort to actually film yourself against a green screen, making sure that the lighting in your green screen setup matches that of the image that you want to green screen yourself into. And then you have to take the footage into a video compositing tool such as Adobe After Effects or Nuke, composite it all together, match the color and do any tweaks and cleanups. But I thought the final results were pretty convincing, and if you're putting together a little film project and you just need some environments to kind of green screen yourself into to convey a story or mood or particular shot, I thought Midjourney worked really well. Another cool trend that's become popular over the last few years is Cinemagraphs, which are images where a part of the images is actually animated, usually in a loop, to bring that picture to life. For example, I used Midjourney to generate this really cool look onto a cyberpunk metropolis kind of image, and then took it into Adobe After Effects to add some rain and light to create this really cool looking cinemagraph and just bring that photo to life. Taking it one step further, I wanted to see if I could convert the images out of Midjourney into, fake 3D and animate them a little bit better. So I generated this really cool swamp environment, a very organic looking horror environment in Midjourney, took it into Photoshop and cut out the 4 middle and background layers, took all of that into After Effects and then animated the 4 middle and background to create this fake 3D parallaxing effect to give it a bit of depth as the camera moves around. I also added a little bit of glow and some firefly particles, and I then had this really cool short video of a 3D environment of a swamp that kind of looked a lot more lively than the image I originally got out of Midjourney. Now, I left this one for last because I felt it was probably the most obvious one, and that is to create Midjourney for inspiration, for environment ideas, characters, concepts, costumes, moods, feels, colors. Generate anything you want with Midjourney, and all of these images look really impressive. They're really cool and they kind of evoke an emotion. They kind of trigger something in me to want to be creative and produce something, even if I'm not replicating the image directly. But just as a source of inspiration, I really like Midjourney because you always get something slightly random and you can always tweak your text prompts for a different style, look, feel, mood, colors, anything you want. So it's a great tool just to play around with and just get some ideas. I'm super keen on all of the tech that sits behind all of these great new AI tools that are coming out, including ChatGPT, which is kind of sits there ready to disrupt my own day job industry. But I just really like talking about it, so just let me know if you're keen. Also, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, it really helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe and enable the bell if you do want to see more of my content. And with that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you later.